Good morning, it's Frugal here. As always, I have my coffee because otherwise somebody might just get killed. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about my story. So I have Frugal's now officially 3 years old, as well as my personal business is 1 year old now, officially full time, and it's doing actually fairly well. And I've had a couple of lessons that I've learned in this journey, and I'd like to share some of it with you. So I'm going to start off with the beginning of the pipeline, right? So you have a pipeline. You have where you start contacting your customer, and then the whole process, and then at the end you've got the sale or the transaction. Now you need to make sure that in this pipeline, right, that you know the length of this pipeline. So for example, if it is 5 months, you know that from beginning to end, from the time that you contact the customer until you close the deal, it's 5 months. You need to make sure that you have enough clients that you pumping in on this side, so that on the other side you'll actually get that money in your bank account, right? It is very important that you do that. If you don't, you're going to run out of money, you're going to run out of customers, and you're going to run out of, well, you're not going to have a business, are you? So now, getting those customers in, you need to know who you are. If you have a better idea about who you are, you're able to actually reach the right customers. What I found is that with many of my clients, small businesses, people that's in the idea phase, people that are looking for software developers, those type of people oftentimes, they have no idea who they are. They've got this idea, but they don't know how to define it better. The more you can define who you are and who you are not, then you can actually say, okay, I know how I'm going to find my customers. And you're going to save on advertising costs, marketing costs, time and effort, and you're going to focus on building the right stuff rather than stuff that you don't necessarily need. So now let's get back to the point here. Now in this journey, in this pipeline, from here, initial contact, to the transaction, i.e. the sale, you need to give, right? You need to train, you need to educate the person. So what that would be in my environment, what I have learned is I give away free articles, free content, I post about interesting stuff, things that add value and that teaches people about what is it that they need to do. And once they are ready, which might be the pipeline, right? Once they need the software development, once they need the help with the minimum viable product, that is where I jump in. But it's a lot of work that goes before that. Now, sometimes I have to chat with a customer a couple of times, understand what their problem is. Sometimes I do consulting along the way and say, okay, up until this point, now you're ready. Now you're actually ready to do some code. But until that point, I'm helping them and I'm educating them and I'm helping them on their journey. Oftentimes what we do is we say, listen, I'm not going to help them at all. I'm not going to help people at all. But in some cases, it's better to say no. If you realize at any point in the sales funnel or in this pipeline that this person is just not going to do the deal or you're not interested in them, you can still give them free articles and you can refer to them to somebody in your network. Because if you do, then basically they're going to still get what they need and they're going to value it, that you're actually telling them, no, it's not what I want to do, it's not where I fit into your business, but it is, better for you to go to person X. An example of that in my business would be, I had a couple of coffees with a client and he was very keen on software development, and eventually it was that he just wanted a WordPress site. Now, I can do the website, but it's not what I would like to do. It's not who my business is. It's not who I am. So I referred him to somebody in my network who was able to assist him with that. And I think that is the ideal thing, that I can then say, well, I'll be honest. I'd rather be honest rather than telling you, yes, I can, and eventually I'm just like, dreading the work. And then when that person does have any, work that he does need for what I fit in, then he can come to me. But for the other work, I have a network. So when it comes to closing the sale, yes, I do an estimate. I do charge for it as for some of the estimates. Some, for example, the hourly work, I don't. But for the other work, for example, if it's a project, I do charge for the diagnostic for it. And from that, I do some technical diagnostic. I understand the technology they want to work in, understand what's the best fit for them. And from that, I then go and say, okay, this is what I propose. And as a minimum viable product, this is the thing that you need. And if you have this, then we can say, okay, client, here you go. What do you think? Are you happy with this? But that's just something from my journey and some things that I have learned about this whole pipeline process and getting that customer the thing that they actually do need. So, a page from my journey. I hope you've enjoyed that. Have a wonderful day. Happy investing.